in Ina. With the Traveler around, I don't think there'll be any major issues. Mahamatra Sino will be able to move all the more quickly with his investigation.
Version 4.7's flagship event, the Mutual Security Enhancing Simulation, has created some fascinating speculations I would like to explore before I end today's video. Now, I would like to emphasize that this is currently my own speculations and thoughts, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, and feel free to come back and laugh at me when all of this gets proven wrong. I believe this event has hinted at 3 possible upcoming characters, that is, if they don't get seniored or turned into an NPC. I believe that the previous events and this one have been hinting towards a major event involving the current nations in Teyvat. Now, the most famous example was the lines mentioned by the Raiden Shogun during the Edo event, but I'd also like to add 2 other events onto the list: the Receiver of Friends from Afar and the Klee event in version 4.1. I mentioned the Receiver of Friends from Afar because Ayato made an appearance during the event. He mentions how his reasonings for visiting were part business and part leisure, while also deliberately coming after the Lantern Rite. I believe his meeting was a reference for this event. I say this because the representative from Inazuma is from the Yashiro Commission, who also sends his regards. Now, the other evidence I would like to draw your attention to was the Klee event in version 4.1, which mentioned how Jean and the current captains of the Knights have reached a conclusion that the Knights need to be improved upon based on reports from the expedition. This too was expanded upon with the reorganization of the 7th Company into the Combined Arms Company made up of returning members of the expedition. Mondstadt is not the only nation that has decided to reorganize its armed forces as seen with this event. Liyue has decided to reorganize its chain of command into a more comprehensive general staff. Has begun conducting war games in preparation for the future. Now, all of this could be preparation for practical purposes, but with the game now entering its 5th year, I believe it's more likely that there's a large-scale conflict brewing. With whom I can't even say, considering that the Fatui were not invited at all, meaning they could be an opponent for this, the Abyss Order now having what it sought, and others I could not even say. It's from my perspective that simply shows that there's a large-scale conflict brewing and the 5 nations have begun preparing for something. Now, for the other point I mentioned earlier, 2 new names were dropped during this event, Lord Kaiyang and Captain Grosrochard, and the final one being Frederica, however she has been mentioned previously in the game. Note that Lord Kaiyang is not a title like that of Yuhong or Tianchuan, meaning that he is a member of the Liyue Qixing. Now, given the fact that Ningguang deals with matters of the law and Keqing with urban management, It would not be so far-fetched that Lord Kaiyang would be in charge of the Millelith or strategic matters, considering war games are usually falling under the category of military matters or operations. Captain Grosrochard is presumably the captain of the guards, because it is mentioned by Terena in the statement, "Aha, that's Captain Chevros and Captain Grosrochard's assessment of you, the highest acknowledgement of both the Special Patrol and the guards." We know Chevros is the captain of the Special Patrol, which would mean that he is the captain of the guards. However, I do not have any further proof of this at the moment, considering I could not find anything else about him. Frederica is a name that we have been introduced for a while now. She is Jean's and Barbara's mother and a member of the Knights who holds the title of Alder Knight. The only reason she now comes up as a playable character was because she was described by Fonia as a frontline knight who has decades of combat experience in battle and the number 2 of the expedition beneath Varka himself. It would seem likely the candidate for the captaincy would fall to her, and considering most captains are playable, it wouldn't be too far of a stretch to say that she too will also likely be playable. I would like to apologize in advance for the mic quality if you're watching this video, and I would also like to apologize for the shortness of breath. No many attempts of re-recording this could save it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, feel free to leave a dislike and a comment about why it sucked. And have a nice rest of your day. Thank you for watching.